Let's talk about base running at third base with less than 2 outs. Look, if you get to third base with 2 outs, that's pretty basic stuff, okay? There are mistakes that can be made with 2 outs, and I'm just going to quickly say the most common mistake is with 2 outs, you get too big of a lead, you get too big of a secondary, and you run the risk of getting picked off. Nothing more embarrassing as a base runner than getting picked off at third base with 2 outs. As a general rule, you need to score on a hit anyway. All right, so let's go back. Runner at third base, less than 2 outs. Here are the general mechanics of this. We're going to certainly be in foul territory, and what we like to do is we like to walk in the direction of the batter. We're going to land on our right foot as the ball gets into the hitting window. Now, the most common play is a contact play. And what contact basically means is if the batter hits a ground ball to the infield, we'd like you to try and score. Okay, that's essentially what a coach is thinking on a contact play. Now, if there's a runner at second base, you might be more inclined to go on contact. If there's 1 out as opposed to nobody out, you might be more inclined to go on contact. And that's really what I want to talk about here. Less than 2 outs, the contact play. All right, so your coach tells you you're going on contact. The way I communicate this is I say, you're going on contact, work hard to get back with any lift. If you're out by a lot, getting a run down. You're going on contact. Work hard to get back with any lift. Out by a lot, get in a run down. Here's what that means. As that pitcher starts to go home, again, I can get as much of a lead as that third baseman gives me. If he's holding me on, I probably can't go too far. But if he's back, as a traditional third baseman should be, maybe 10, 15 feet away from the bag, I can be 10, 15 feet away from the bag. As that pitcher starts to throw home, I start to walk in the direction of home plate. As that ball gets in the hitting window, I'm on my right foot. If he hits the baseball, anywhere, down, line drive, up, if he hits that ball, I cross over and expect to score. That's why it's called contact. When the batter contacts the baseball, I start running. Now, if it's a ground ball, I continue running to score. All right? If I'm out by a lot, meaning the catcher receives the ball and I'm 15 or 20 feet away from home plate, the catcher's got to receive the ball. I am not out by a lot until the catcher has control of the ball. Generally, that's a comebacker to the pitcher. That's a ground ball to the third baseman. If he gets control of that ball, or my out is certainly imminent, I have to stop and try to get in a run down and let trail runners advance. All right? But if it's hit to the shortstop or the second baseman, I've got a nice head start and hopefully I can score. Back with any lift. That means this. That means as I cross over, I realize the ball was hit in the air. I got to work hard to come back. I as the base runner am watching the outfielder catch the ball. I'm not listening to a coach. I'm watching it. The minute that ball hits the catcher with the outfielder's glove, he does not have to secure that ball. The minute that ball hits that glove, you are permitted to run, right? So he does not need to secure it. He could bobble it all the way into the infield. The minute it hits the glove, I can score. Many times what we see is this runner at third base gets such a big secondary lead that he has a difficult time getting back on a line shot to left field or a line shot to center field. You have got to be able to get back with lift. That batter deserves that RBI. You can't say he hit it too hard, right? The contact read is a very aggressive read for a runner at third base. He's trying to get a little bit further so he can score on a ground ball, and yet he's got to get back if there's a fly ball hit. Hardest read is that line drive. If the batter's doing a contact read and a batter hits a rocket at an infielder, there is that possibility of getting doubled up. Absolutely for sure. Okay? From a coaching perspective, runners at second and third, 1 out, 100% of the time I'm going on contact. 100% of the time, second and third, 1 out. If they get my guy at home plate, I'll still have my runner come over to third base, and my batter will be at first base. It'll be first and third, 2 outs, and in my opinion, if I want a second and third, I might be able to get it. That defense might concede it. Even if they don't concede it, I've still got a runner at third base with 2 outs. So that's the general idea for a contact play. Again, the basics are, I'm going to say contact, back with any lift, out by a lot, getting a run down. With nobody out, I might be less inclined to do the contact play. If the infield comes in, I might be less inclined to do the contact play, but even then, that doesn't deter me entirely. Many times I will be aggressive. If I got a 5-run lead, I will be aggressive and I will go on contact. And again, if I have second and third one out, I don't care what that defense does. I'm going on contact. Okay? The contact read.